Welcome to this edition of Career Pro Tips by Life in the Green Room. Life in the Green Room is all about helping people who want more out of their career. We provide action-oriented, tool-based plans that help people empower people to take ownership of their career. My name is Heather Green McGlynn, and I'm the Vice President at a Fortune 500 company. And I believe that with some intentional thought and planning and work, you can navigate your career in the direction that you want to go. In this video series, each video covers a question or a tip or a concept, and we provide action-oriented strategies to help you take ownership of your career. This is episode 3. In episode 3, we're going to talk about the performance review. And specifically, we're going to talk about the performance review when it's starting over or you haven't done one before. So think about if you're early in your career, or you've been in your job a long time and they just started implementing a review process, or maybe you got a new boss and that boss does reviews, but you haven't come from a background of doing them. Or maybe you started a new job and in that job they have reviews. That's kind of the framework of this specific advice. I have 3 different strategies for you to think about when you're getting ready for a new or first time review, and they're all around different types of preparation that you want to do. I really want you to think about this because I think if you just show up to the meeting and you plop down on the chair for the 60-minute session and expect to be enlightened with this great feedback that you can take back to improve yourself, that you might be disappointed. A lot of times you're going to get out of it what you put into it. There are times when you can just show up and your boss is amazing at giving feedback and you're going to come out with great ideas, but most of the time you're going to get much more out of it when you put the work in up front and you work together with your boss on making your review the best possible review it can be. So let's dive into my 3 strategies under preparation. The first preparation strategy is to document what you've done in the last 6 to 12 months. You know the work you've done more than anybody else, so take some time and jot down what you've accomplished. What projects have you finished? What business results have you driven? Where have you been a part of a team that did something? What have you led? What have you taken ownership of? Get that all on paper and really be familiar with your accomplishments. Also, practice advocating for yourself. Advocating for yourself is a whole other topic that we will dive into, but you need to take the opportunities you have to share what you've done and really describe your contribution. So practice how you're going to advocate for yourself and what you've accomplished. The second strategy that I have under preparation is to get specific about what feedback that you would like. I know sometimes people go into these reviews and they come out with, well, there's really nothing you can work on. You're doing a great job. That's extremely frustrating because it doesn't matter to me what phase in your career you are. There's always something that you can work on to make some improvements on. And so if you really are craving that feedback, that tangible, specific things, I want you to prepare for that. I want you to go back in the last 6 to 12 months or whatever cycle your review is on and pick out something that you really want feedback on. So go back, think of the area where you had the biggest impact or the most contribution, or an other area that you want feedback on, and kind of write out the background, a quick paragraph of a summary of the exact example that you're thinking of. Then I want you to take some time and say, what do you think you did well? So in this particular project, A, B, and C happened, and I think I contributed really strongly and my skill sets shined in these areas. And then I want you to find a point that you're like, but I'm not sure about this area. Maybe I could have done something better or different here. Maybe there was a different or more effective strategy I could have implemented, and frame that up. And that way you can have a discussion around that core specific issue for you and make sure you get some feedback to take away for areas that you can improve on. The third strategy that I want you to think about in preparation is, what are your goals or priorities for the next 6 to 12 months? Get those jotted down. A really important piece of your review is to get alignment between you and your boss on what are the key goals on the next 6 to 12 months. And one of the best ways to make sure anything you're concerned about gets discussed is to have that ready. So jot down the things that you think are going to be the most important, that are going to drive the most business results, and have that ready so there's a dialogue between you and your boss and you can get alignment. It might change. That happens in the dynamic business world, but at least you can go in there saying, this is what I think I want to focus on for the next bit of time. So those are the 3 preparation strategies that I have for you. 1, Get clear on what you've accomplished and how you've contributed. 2, get specific on an area that you really want some feedback on. And 3, outline what you'd like to accomplish. My bonus tip here is to send this to your boss or manager ahead of time, especially the second piece on the feedback. It is not easy for everyone to give tangible, specific feedback on the fly. So if it's really important for you to find an area that you can work on or improve, send that section to them ahead of time, a week, at least 2 days, and say, hey, in our session, I really want some feedback on this area. So if you can think about it or mull it over and come with some actionable tips or ideas for me, I would really appreciate it. That is going to really show that you're preparing for it and you're taking it seriously, and set you up for the best chance to get some great input on what you can do to improve yourself over the next course of your career. I would love to hear what tips you have used or tried to prepare for a performance review, or what's worked well for you to have a great discussion with your boss during a review. If you have any tips or ideas that you'd like to share, please leave them in the comments below. Or if you have something that you would like us to cover, we would love to hear from you. I really think that with some work, you can make a great use of the hour that you get to review your performance every 6 to 12 months with your boss. If you like hearing tips like this, don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you can hear all of our updates from Career Pro Tips. Until the next episode, here's to owning your career journey.